trying our best to get our special guest on, Michelle Pettis. Oh, yay! Thank you. This is great. Hey, I'm so glad I jumped on live because 49 people are waiting and it works. Oh, technology.
Don't you love it when a plan comes together?
Oh, I do. I tell you, you are a sight for sore eyes. I just had a potential client decided not to be a client, and honey, I'm grown. I'm all right with that. Okay, and I'm just like, whew, honey, you
That's
can't
part
shake
of
my
doing it.
vibe. I'm telling you right now. So thank you, Michelle, for being with us. I am excited to continue to share your journey through our telecast and inspire, encourage, and hope to all the people who will watch this live. I just finished reading the chapter about your daddies. And hi, Michelle. And I think that one of these days we got to talk about that. We got to talk about daddies and the food.
Yes.
So, and I'm at church now. So I don't know if your mouth watered and you were already able to have restraint, or if your mouth watered and you just ate the food. I'm gonna find out.
Yes.
But without further ado, we want to talk about when you hit the bottom, how you feel in terms of your weight loss. So, ladies and gentlemen, Michelle is not new to our channel now. She's family. So take it away. And while you're listening, don't forget to hit the like button. So hit that like button, y'all. Thank you.
Well, Deborah Ann, thank you. Thank you for just being patient. Thank you for being patient and staying the course, right?
Mhm.
Because there are always things that as soon as we decide that we want to do something, there's always stuff that jumps up to challenge you, to
Mhm.
see how committed you are, right? How committed
Oh
you are
wow.
to the course. And so you're committed to the course. I'm committed to the course, and we're going to be here. We're going to we're going to pull back the layers on this thing. And
That's great.
I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for providing the platform and
Thank
for
you.
all that you do, and for anybody who is new, right? And may not be new to Deborah Ann, but this may be your first time seeing me. My name is Michelle Pettis, and
Yes.
I am a food story coach, and wherever you are, I have likely been there. In my lifetime, I have gained and lost over 700 pounds. Yes,
Yes.
700 pounds from the time I was 20 until the time I was 60. So if you're a yo-yo dieter, been there. You're an emotional overeater, been there.
I
Right?
love it.
Stress eater, been there. I know it. There ain't nothing you can tell me about this journey, right? Well, you can tell me
Yeah.
your story. You can tell me your story, and we can see that we're all on this walk together. And here's like the big insight that I want to share. I know tonight we're talking about what happens when you hit rock bottom. What does rock bottom look like? What does rock bottom feel like? How do you get to rock bottom? How do you get off of rock bottom? But the thing that I do want to talk about is this connection between how we manage our emotions and how we manage food.
Mm-hmm.
And the common denominator there is the word manage.
Mm.
And there's so many programs and so many people out there, and there's so many places on this journey where we are looking to manage emotional overeating, and the focus is on the eating and not the emotion. And
Mm-hmm.
what Deborah Ann and I are committed to doing, while the food part is important, is the part that gets overlooked so many times is the emotion part. And when you're able to unlock the emotion, right, in that emotional overeating piece, when you're able to identify the emotion when you're in it and
Mm-hmm.
know that hunger, and know that the only not we deal with more emotions than just loneliness, boredom, and stress, right?
Mm-hmm.
So many more that come at us. And the big problem is that we don't always recognize those emotions when we're in them. We just feel the pain of them. We feel the pain of them. And then because we're in this place of pain, we're in this place of discomfort, then we just reach for something that is salty, sweetie, or sugary.
Mhm.
And we're standing in front of the refrigerator, we're standing in front of the cabinet, and we don't even understand why. Right? We've eaten 3 bags of chips and we don't understand why. In my case, I ate 6 dozen fruitcake cookies, as we're going to talk about rock bottom, 6 dozen
Mhm.
fruitcake cookies. Well, it
Mhm.
was 5 dozen, but it was a bunch of them, right? It was, it was 60 cookies. It was 5 dozen, 5 dozen fruitcake cookies. It's six,
Mhm.
and it was probably more than that because I made the big cookies. In the recipe they tell you to make a little teaspoonful.
Mhm.
No, 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 no. So one cookie for me was probably the size of 4 cookies or what they were supposed to be. So I ate all of them, and that was not just my rock bottom moment. It was one of many rock bottom moments. And
Mm.
so we're having this call tonight to find out, tell us what your rock bottom moment was. Tell us what happened, right? Tell us, where were you? What led up to it? How many have you had? What does it feel like? Because if you're like me, every time you have them, you think, okay, this is it, right? I'm a do something, right? I can't let this happen again. And then it happens again, and you don't understand why. It happens again and you can't control it. It happens again and you keep trying to fight it by yourself because it's addiction, and addiction says you should be able to do it by yourself, and then you feel like you don't have any willpower. Then you don't feel
Exactly.
like you have any self-control, or
I
you don't
want to
have any
share one of
discipline.
mine. I
Okay.
remember there's my car right there. I don't drive it that much, gladly, but I remember going from restaurant to restaurant through the drive-through, just ordering food. I don't know how many. I know at least two, maybe even three, but just doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't a particular incident. It was just life.
Mm-hmm.
It was just work. It was home. It was loneliness. It was frustration. It was being mistreated. It was wanting something or excited about something or planning something. It was, they call it eustress, and that's good stress. And then anxiety, bad stress. It's just life.
Yeah. 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 It's just life. Yeah.
Hmm.
And
And I,
the
yeah.
go ahead.
I remember being young, like being in college, coming home from classes. I had a car. This was more like graduate school. If I didn't know what I was going to eat by 5:30, there would be a problem. I'd have anxiety. Like, what am I going to eat today?
Mm-hmm.
And always exercise. That was the magic formula. That was what we were taught was the formula. Exercise and eat a sandwich and a fruit. Eat a salad
Mm-hmm.
and a meal. Whatever the
Mm-hmm.
magic formula was, you do that, you go in, do that, you do that for a period, you forget that's what you're doing. You start doing it, oh, you're doing good. You do that, you exercise 3 times a week, you exercise at lunch, you exercise after work, you exercise in the morning, because that was the formula.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Mm-hmm.
really never
But
solved a thing.
you thought it was the formula, but it wasn't the formula.
Yes.
You thought it was the formula, but it wasn't the formula. And
Mhm.
what is it? That can be so frustrating, right? It can
Mhm.
be incredibly frustrating because you think you're doing the right thing,
Mhm.
and you think you're doing the right thing, and you keep trying harder and harder to do the thing, and the thing is not giving you the result that you need, that you want, and you're like, what's wrong with me? Why isn't this working for me? I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but yet everything seems like it's out of my control. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. It's that that place that place of of having the desire, right? The
Mhm.
desire to want something better, to want something different, to want something to want something to change, and knowing that you need to do it, right? Knowing that you need to do it, but not having the tools, not
Mhm.
not having it work for you. And Deborah Ann, the thing is that we are all different. And
Mhm.
and that's what the conventional wisdom is not sharing with us, is that we're all different. We all have a different path. We
Mhm.
all have a different path. And one of the things that I'm so happy that that we connected because you came to my group that I do on Mondays at 5 o'clock,
Mhm.
that is
Mhm.
free, a
Yeah.
free Facebook group. I am brand new now. And we talk about our issues around emotional overeating every Monday at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So
Mhm.
if this rock bottom, if your rock bottom is something you want to talk about, if you want to talk about what happened in your day, right? If you want to talk about the challenges you have, because
Mhm.
sometimes in this journey, when you have challenges, I'm not even calling them challenges. I'm going to call them problems, right? And when you have problems, right? Those big old problems, those big old boulders of a problem that make you want to eat a gallon of ice cream, that make you want to eat all the cookies, that make you want to eat a pie, eat a cake, because you want some sweetness in your life, right? You want some sweetness in your life to counteract all this crap that's been happening. Well, if you come to the group, you come to that group and you get the support of other people that are on the same journey. The thing that you learn, that the sweetness in your life is
Yeah.
connection to other people, is connection to other people that'll say, "Sis, I got you.
Mhm.
Sis, I've been there," and not like, "Sis, you got this. You can do it." It's okay. No, not that. Here's how you do it,
Mhm.
right? Not just you can do it. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. How many, but here's some steps. Here's what worked for me. Maybe you can try it. Here's what worked
Mhm.
for somebody else. Give it a try. And to know that part of the process is trying different things.
Yeah.
Trying different things, because if you've heard me say this many times before, we are like babies learning how to walk. And so
Mhm.
the first time a baby falls down on this butt, they don't just sit there on their behind and cry and never get up and try again and continue to crawl. They
Mhm.
don't. They get back up and they start trying. They hold on to the wall. They hold on to the hand of of, of adults. They hold on to the hands of children. They keep, and they stand up and they get steady. That's what we need to do, is we just need to stand up and get steady. Stand up and get steady. Then take a step.
I also want to share that I can never say I hit rock bottom, because to verbally admit that to myself, and there might be people out there like that. Um, Maybe you didn't think, you don't say it's rock bottom, but you know that you've been losing and gaining the same 30 pounds, or losing, you got 65, or you lost 100, and now you act as if didn't even lose any weight, because the shame was so deep and is so deep that I know I need to lose weight. So I can't verbalize anything. I just have to go exercise, or I gotta go buy some salad, or I gotta go buy a turkey breast, or chicken, or go buy some tuna packets and bring it to work. All of those things that we were doing that calls itself to say, well, this is going to help me. Go pay. I mean, I've driven an hour and a half every week for like 3 months, paying them $400 and $500. How I afforded that, I don't know. But I lost weight. But that whole, I mean, I literally, my supervisor allowed me to not be at work that day, because that's 3 hours drive time plus office visit plus lunch. And now you gotta go lunch. So you may have people may fall in all of those categories. Another thing is, when I see people who lost 40 pounds, I'm like, look, I done lost 40 pounds, but I'm still fat. But people start drawing, this is something I was aware of. I got to the point where people could see my collarbone. I wasn't weighing, I was just exercising. I'm talking about having fun. So I know I was losing weight, but people start drawing too much attention to that. I'm like, why are you mentioning that? Be quiet. I would say that to myself, because I'm still wearing the same clothes. In fact, I wore a size 4X and then a 3X yesterday, a 3X earlier today. I'm like, wow. So I'm trying to say, don't get excited because these numbers are going down. Just chill.
Mhm.
Just chill.
Mhm.
So there might be, I still say that in the black community, we glorify being fat.
Mhm. And so here's where the shift in focus needs to come.
Mm-hmm.
The shift in focus needs to come so that we are focusing on eating for nutrition and nourishment,
Mm-hmm.
eating for eating eating for productivity, eating for proficiency,
Mm-hmm.
eating for performance, eating, Deborah Ann, to save our life, eating
Mm-hmm.
eating for that, eating to heal ourselves, right? Because here's the thing, is that as long as we are eating for we have to know what's in the food. We have to fundamentally understand what is in the food so that we can, and when you start eating for the right reasons, as you start thinking about your food, right? You start asking the questions that I teach in my training, in my 52-week training, right? We go
Mm-hmm.
over this every week. Am I hungry or am I something else?
Mm-hmm.
You ask that before every bite that you put in your mouth. Why this
Mm-hmm.
food now? Why this
Mm-hmm.
particular food now? And if this food will not give me the body, yes, the body I say that I
Mm-hmm.
want, the health that I say that I want, the life
Mm-hmm.
that I say that I want, why am I eating
Am
it?
I
But
eating it? Oh wow.
because here's the thing, when we look at our bodies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes our bodies are a reflection of stuff that's going on inside that we don't know how to manage,
Mm-hmm.
that we are using food to manage. And so
Mm-hmm.
what has happened is those things are unmanaged in our life. And so they are an issue. They are a problem because they are unmanaged because we're not tapping into the tools to use them to manage it. And now we have an additional issue, which is that the weight from those unmanaged issues, because we're using food, is showing up in excess on our bodies. That is all it means. It is not a judgment. It doesn't mean anything other than there's some stuff that we haven't figured out how to do. We
Mm-hmm.
haven't acquired that skill. And when we acquire that skill, right? When we acquire the skill to manage shame, to manage anger, to manage fear, to manage judgment, to manage lack of forgiveness, to, to manage abandonment, right? To manage hurt, to manage heartbreak, to manage sadness, to manage grief. When we learn how to manage those things, and first of all, recognize those things for what they are, and the pain, and honor the pain rather than trying to hide it and get away from it, then we can focus on eating for nourishment and nutrition. But as long as those things are showing up and we don't recognize them for what they are, and we're trying to use food to cover up the pain and the discomfort, then we're gonna end up with two sets of needs unmet. We're gonna we're gonna end up with the emotional needs unmet, and we're gonna end up with our nutritional needs unmet. And so the big the push, the focus, and I'm so glad you brought this up about, this thing and this notion that exists in the Black community. We have to change our minds. We have to change
Mm-hmm.
our thoughts. We have to change our thinking, and because it hasn't always been like that.
Exactly.
It has not always been like that. We have a toxic food culture. We have a toxic food culture that has brainwashed us. It has
Mm-hmm.
brainwashed us over time, and because we are dealing with Black people, Black women especially, are dealing with so many aggressions, so many stresses, so many problems, so many microaggressions, so much stuff that comes at us day after day after day after day, that we don't always have the tools to manage, then a bag of chips is an easy thing to grab onto. A pound cake is an easy thing to grab onto. Somebody's banana pudding is an easy thing to grab onto. That macaroni and cheese, that fried chicken, all that stuff that is not serving our bodies. And what will happen is as soon as we start focusing on eating like the vegetables, the green vegetables, all the multicolored vegetables, getting nutrients and nourishment, getting good quality lean protein, stepping away from the fatty, the salty, the sugary, and nourishing our bodies with whole healthy foods, then it helps us with our thinking.
Yes.
It
Let's go
helps.
back. Let me go back. I want to speak because this channel is about people who are in wheelchairs, walkers, canes. They might have home health care workers. And one of the things I told my doctor one day, I said, don't give me so many of them doggone hours with a healthcare worker. He says, you keep that healthcare worker, let her help you. You need help. So you have those people, we're rock bottom, so to speak, but not necessarily because we have pain, we have knee pains. We're like, oh, I gotta rest for hours, until we start exercising, and we are debilitated with the back pain, or we have kidney or dialysis. So those are limiting rock bottom or diabetes, the one that's curable by what you eat. um all of those things that that pull us to a place of sit down and rest. So that's
Hmm.
what, let's call that rock bottom today. So what can you say to them? What you just said is eating green vegetables. If you just eat green vegetables, start for one day a week, and you will begin to feel better in your body.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but I want you to
Yeah.
say it because you're the expert in this area. Because those are
and
people,
and
and even the thin people. See, just because you're thin, you still got something weighing you down that
yes,
still deals with nutrition. So you may have to beef up on nutrition, not just okay. I'm thin, but I'm still feeling bad. I'm still weak. I'm still in poor health. I'm always tired. Same dynamic. Same
same dynamic.
restricting food because you
Same
got to stay
dynamic.
thin. That's what's that called when they restrict the food?
When they
It's
what
still,
now?
what's it called when they restrict from eating, like the cheerleaders and gymnasts when they restrict themselves from eating?
I
It's
don't.
called something. I can't think of it now, but it's just as serious as the obesity. It's a
Hmm.
dynamic either way.
Hmm.
So
So
please share
I'm
with us some insight.
I'm glad you brought that up. And here's why I'm glad you brought that up. In my program, right?
Mm-hmm.
50, 52 weeks of transformation,
Mm-hmm.
mind, body, and spirit. What
Mm-hmm.
we do, we take it a step at a time. And
Mm-hmm.
we deal with the food. We deal with the
Mm-hmm.
food as a baseline, and then we deal with the emotions on top of that. But
Okay.
every week we go after something, right? And when I say go after, I mean we pull back and tell the truth. So that very first week, we start with sugar. About
Oh, wonderful.
the first week, it's about getting educated. See, once we understand and are educated and know what this stuff does to our bodies, and we honor our bodies, when we're educated to make decisions about food beyond appearance, taste, smell, and pleasure, then we can make a decision. We can say, oh, that looks pretty, but I know it's poison. And I know it's poison because I've read this information. So every week, the first week, we do a deep dive on what sugar does to the body. The fact
Mm-hmm.
that it has no nutritional value, how it impacts the body, how it hurts the body, how it impacts the cells, how it impacts the organs, how it breaks them down, right? That's the
Okay.
that's the first week. And once you start saying, okay, I don't eat sugar or any of its friends or any of its cousins, and you start eliminating it from your body like you're allergic to it. It's like if Deborah Ann, if somebody's allergic to seafood, if they're allergic to peanuts, they are vigilant. Oh no, no, no. Does that have seafood in it? I can't even go in a place where they fry seafood because I'm so allergic to it. It's made with peanut oil. I can't eat it, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
allergic to it. People they don't have anybody that's allergic to something, they don't have any problem refusing it. Okay. let's just decide right now, I'm allergic to sugar. So
Mhm.
that means when I look at the ketchup bottle and I see sugar, not eating it. I'm going to read every label of everything that I bring into my house and see if it has sugar in it. If it has sugar in it, I'm not bringing it in. I'm not bringing it in because I'm allergic to it. I know what it does to my body, right? So every week we break it down. The next week we go into the refined flour, right? Gluten, all of that. We
Mhm.
break that
And
down
they've
because
changed the name of some of these things that we know
it does,
now
it
to
does
trick us.
it does the same thing to your body. So the next week we're studying that and we're telling the truth about that. Okay, but if it's a pound cake and it's got that white flour and it's got white sugar and it, can't eat it because I'm not eating it, not eating it because I'm allergic to it, right? Yeah, I don't like what it does to my body. You understand that it's not nourishing. You understand. So we get deep in to whether or not this is nurturing, not nurturing, nutritious or nourishing. Each thing.
Okay. Okay.
The third week we go into fat, right? We go into
Okay.
all the unhealthy fats, and we break and we keep doing that. We do that for 8 weeks. There are five more categories. I won't go into them tonight, but
Okay.
once you are informed,
If I am
mhm,
interested in talking with you about joining your class, I want to get in on the next class for 52 weeks. What do I do? I know that I put your email address in the description line. It's in there already. So
mhm,
what do I do if I want to sign up, but I have a few questions? Maybe I don't want to ask on this live feed, but I really want to talk to you because I really need some support. I don't know what to do. The doctor told me that I have 6 months to lose 30 pounds, or he's gonna make me do something drastic to get this weight off that I don't want to do. What do I do if I think I want to
you
join the class?
you
If I want the help, how do I get the help?
you reach out to me directly. I answer every email. Me.
Hmm.
It's Michelle, Michelle
Okay.
at michellepettis.com.
Okay.
Michelle Petties.com. Right?
Hmm.
Email me and we'll schedule a time on my calendar and we'll have a conversation. We'll have a conversation and will take the next step. I'm not even saying next steps because it is one step at a time. We'll take the next step. We'll
Hmm.
find out what works for you,
Okay.
and we'll get on the road and we'll get on this journey together. We'll get on this journey to wellness, to wholeness, to well-being,
Hmm.
to weight loss, to reclaiming your brain. Because
Hmm.
this, Deborah Ann, this is what this is. This is us taking back control of our brains because
I was
this
thinking
toxic
about
food culture, culture has hijacked it.
it. Okay. What if people have questions and they do want to just put it on this feed? Would you be willing to listen to those questions and answer them next week in next week's class? Because I understand you'll be doing this every
Absolutely.
week. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I am available to answer any question
Because some
because
people
here's
have questions they think are weird, but the truth is, a lot of times in my troubles, I think I'm the only one, and you might think you're the only one because maybe you're the biggest person in your junior high school, your grade class, or even in college. You know, sometimes you might be the biggest person on the sorority line, or the biggest person in the band. So you have a question because they say you're big boned.
hmm yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you read the book, so you know my story
Mm-hmm.
about being the biggest person in the room and being the biggest person in the class and the biggest person in the conference room and what that felt like. So
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. So whatever questions you're asking, know that you're asking someone who's been there. But the other thing that I would suggest is this: come to my Facebook group. Come to that 5 o'clock call on
Okay.
Mondays. And and even if you don't want to get on camera, don't get on camera. Right?
Okay.
If you don't want to say anything, don't just listen. Just
Okay.
just just come to that group and meet and see and hear other people and be supported supported by other people who are on that same journey.
Mm-hmm.
And that group tells us the one thing that we all on this planet want to know, and that is that we are not alone. That
Mm.
that we are supported. Right.
That's
When you
good.
come to that group, you see and you feel, oh my God, I am not on this journey by myself. There are other and there's hope. That is the other thing. We all when you reach rock bottom, whether you know it's rock bottom or not, whether it's your first rock bottom or your last rock bottom or the rock bottom
Mm.
in the middle, what you need more than anything is hope. And
Okay.
Deborah Ann, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm committed to being with you every week. That's why I'm committed to being on that Monday call every week. That's why I do my 52-week program. That's why I do the
Mm-hmm.
weekend writing workshops. That's why I say email me, reach out to me on social media. That's why I wrote my book.
Okay.
That is because I want people to know that it's not too late. I want you to know to never give up. And I also want you to know that now is the time. Don't wait.
Yes.
Don't wait
Yes.
now. And it's possible. It is absolutely possible. And you can do it in a supportive, loving, caring environment of people who are in it for your win. Who are
Awesome.
in it for your win.
Okay, I have a question. People have been inboxing me because in my neighborhood we had a tornado warning, thunderstorm the other day, and I said, "Look, I'm in my wheelchair. I can't get in the house. Can somebody come over here and help me?" And someone said, "I noticed you. You know, you were saying you're in a wheelchair and you make posts about your weight needing help from time to time." I'm like, "I'm overweight. Can I talk to you?" So what I'm going to do is I'm going to forward her. Join this Facebook group. Email Michelle Pettis and let's get you some support because
Please do.
sometimes I'm not, just because you see me in this journey, I'm in my own battle. I'm not at a point I can talk to you a little bit, I can coach you a little bit, but I charge you. But I think that people want to talk it out, just like we talk it out in support group, just like we write
Hmm.
it out in writing group. So I
Hmm.
feel better if that's okay with you to just
Absolutely.
give her that information because I honestly, this is really true. This happened Tuesday. I was baffled on what to say to respond because I get that a lot because I'm in the helping profession and I don't want to be codependent, but I want to be helpful. So, and even though I talk to you almost every day, I send you something every day. I really didn't even connect. I need to send her to I Am Brand New. So thank
Yes.
you for helping even me know how to help others with
Yes.
compassion. And
Yes.
so thank you,
Yes.
thank you, thank you. Oh, that's
Yes.
so good. Oh, rock bottom. I tell you, because you know what? When you're on your back, you can look up. And if you
Yes.
can look up, you can sit up. I always tell them, you might not be able to go to the gym. Just sit up. You might
Yes.
just, you can't lift your leg, but twinkle your toes. Because
Yes.
as sure
Yes.
as you can look up, you can sit up. And as sure as you can sit up, you can get up. And as sure as
Yes.
you can get up, you can stand up.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
rock
Yes.
bottom is
Yes.
a good place to be.
Yes.
It
That's
is a
right.
good place
Yep.
to be.
It's a good place to be.
It's a
It's a good
good
place.
place to be. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
So we have put in the website and the email. I put it all in before we got mixed up, but I put in the email address, Michelle at michellepettis.com, in the discussion. It's in there now, and we will continue, and I put it in the community pages as well. I do that frequently. I added that latest picture as well of you to demonstrate she's skinny, y'all, and she was battling that weight just like we are. So I want us to have hope and know that we can do it. That's what she tells me I can do it. I'm like,
yep.
okay.
You can. You
Mhm.
can. That's right.
In the midst
You
of
can
my
do it.
struggle. And the other thing, and I'm going to say this, and I want you to say something as we close. I want to encourage people to stop getting all down in the dumps. Stop getting all down in the dump because you failed, because you ate a tablespoon of this or a teaspoon of that, or because you had a Coca Cola. Stop that.
Right.
Say, tell yourself what you want to be able to do. What do you want to be able to do? I
Yes.
will be able to If you're having a Coca-Cola every day, maybe you want to do something different. But trust your own instinct. See, I can't tell you what your dream and desire is. You got to get your own dream. And
Mhm.
I'm gonna say, what's your dream? You're gonna say to sit up in the bed. I'm like, oh, we can do that.
We can do
So,
that.
and that's so empowering, saying it's okay for each one of us to have a plan of action for
Mhm.
ourselves.
Mhm.
It don't have to
Mhm.
be the CDC plan, the ADA plan. It don't have to be the Ag Extension plan.
Mhm.
It don't have to be the Farmers of America plan. It could just be our own plan that makes
Yep.
sense.
That's it. That's and I'm man, you hit the nail right on the head about having a plan because in that group, in that 52-week group, 52 weeks of
Mhm.
transformation, it's called
Mhm.
brand new. And it's
Mhm.
called brand new for a reason. That's
Mhm.
the first letter of brand new is begin. It's begin and believe. And the way that you begin and believe is you
Mhm.
have a plan. You begin with the end in mind. So
Mhm.
right off the bat, we decide what your end is. We
Mhm.
decide where you want to be. We
Mhm.
decide what you're working for. We decide your purpose. We decide your plan up front. Because from that point forward, every decision that you make about how you take care of your body, about how you eat, about how you move, about how you sleep, about how you drink, about how you connect with everybody else. Every decision is about getting you to the end. And
That's
when you
wonderful.
write about the end, when you
That's
visualize the end, when you can
yes.
stay in what your purpose is,
That's
guess
wonderful.
what, Deborah Ann?
Yes.
Every time you make a choice that honors you, right? That's a self-honoring choice. You can celebrate it because you know why you're doing it. You can see why you're doing it. So
Yes.
many people have lost sight of that vision.
Yes.
And
There was a lady who wrote something in the comments. She said she was going to have to rewatch the video. I want to say welcome and thank you for joining us. And please rewatch the video and ask your questions or email. You are welcomed here. That's what Michelle always says. You are welcome here.
you are welcome here and reach out to me anytime.
Yes. And
Thank you.
also, Michelle always says, thank you for showing up for yourself. You, if you can come to a live talking about weight loss and writing about it, you can achieve any goal.
Yes.
And that's a
Yes.
good thing for you to just say to yourself, pat yourself on the back, say, oh girl, good.
Let's all pat. Yeah.
That's
Let's
it.
put that. Let's put that in chat. We're patting
Okay.
ourselves on the back.
That's
We're
it. Pat
patting
yourself
ourselves
on the
on the
back.
back.
Good job. Good
We're
job.
and that quite frankly, I think we just made up a little jingle. We're patting ourselves on the back.
That's
We're
it.
patting ourselves on the back. We're
Hey.
patting ourselves on the back.
I'm a
We're patting
turn in a
ourselves on
circle.
the back.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Oh,
Hey. Hey.
oh, Deborah Ann, it's been wonderful. It is always so great to talk to you.
Yeah.
It is always so
You
great
really
to talk
cheered
to
me
you.
up today. Thank
I
you.
do.
I appreciate that. So we will see each other next week. Those of you who dare so, we have a monthly writing session coming up next month in June. We have Monday session coming up, email, and we have our Facebook group. We have YouTube. Communicate, reach out, email either one of us. We can get the information to you. Michelle has a book called Leaving Large. You can get that book. She'll sign it and autograph it for you. If you get it from Amazon, she won't be able to, but if you email her, she'll do that for you. And there you go. I left mine in the house. So thank you so much for taking this time while you're traveling to say encouraging words to those of us who need it. And
It's
I
my absolute
appreciate
pleasure.
that. Thank you so much. I'll see you
Absolute.
soon. Peace
Okay.
and hair grease, y'all. Peace.
All right. Bye
Bye.
bye.